Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat and I'm here for you. I am here for you, usually 3 times a week to cheer you up and hopefully give you the keys to the door that will unlock your happiness. And talk about unlocking your happiness, you know what'll help? Copy of my book, The Positive Perspective, available on Amazon or from my website, bepositivepodcast.com. You can skip big tech and get it directly from me. Several of you have done that this week. And you can also get a personalized copy there. And while they last, I'm throwing in some goodies in with the book too. Even if you just order a straight book with no personalization, that's fine. Also, I want you to reach out, like a lot of you have, reached out to the text line, 304-506-3332. I love hearing from you. Craig from St. Louis, love talking to you, man. Susanna, a couple other people, Jeff, my buddy Jeff, we'll talk about him in a minute. I want to say thank you to Podomatic. Podomatic.com. They have kept this podcast on the air for so many years. Got it out to every possible place where you can get it. They've put me on their front page when you search for, you click on the talk button right on their first page, Podomatic.com. I'm on the big green light right there. And that's what positivity is. It's like a green light to your happiness, right? If you want to start your own podcast, head over there. You can start one for free, man. That's what I did. And then it's grown to, it's huge. I love it. I'm so happy that all of you are listening to the show and supporting positivity in the world when we need it so bad. Let's see. What's going on? What else? I got some shout outs for some people who have taken the time to let me know they're listening to the show. Susanna in California. She's listening on YouTube and Spotify. Every show that I do automatically gets published to YouTube, so if you want to check it out there. There's no video, but it's just the same audio, but it's there's a picture of me sitting in a studio, so. Craig from St. Louis, hey man, thanks for listening to the show. Sunshine in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. What a cool name, Sunshine. Your parents must be pretty cool, right? And I want to give a quick shout out to an old buddy of mine from high school. He was actually the guitar player in my first band. His name's Jeff. And he's going through some stuff right now. He plays guitar. He's really a good guy, really a happy guy, positive guy. Going through some shit right now, having some major heart surgery. And if you would just give him a few minutes of your time and your prayers and say thank you that he's had a life here, and hopefully he'll have a successful surgery and go on to live a long, happy life and be with his family. And so, Jeff, we're all pulling for you here, man, at the Positive Podcast. All right, the thought for today. You know what the thought for the day is? The thought for the day is when you see someone who's down or needs comforting or just company or someone to just listen to them, be there. I saw a video today on LinkedIn that kind of really moved me. It was this real old lady. She had just lost her husband. She was sitting in a restaurant by herself. Finished her food, took out a little purse like old people have, the little clip purse, and took out a few dollars and some change and counted it out, and the waitress took her money and everything. And then she pulled a bag out of her bag, a paper bag, and opened it up and took out this cupcake, set it on the table. And she was being real nervous about it and looking around, and she took out a lighter and put a candle on top and lit a candle. And the caption said that this was her husband's birthday, who had just passed away. And they've been married for many, many, many years, and she was celebrating his birthday in the same table that they've been going to for many years, and you could just see that she was heartbroken. And all the waitstaff came over and sang happy birthday to her deceased husband, and it was just a real moving thing. And just that little thing, that little show of kindness, I'm sure made that woman's day and her life, and the spirit of her husband rejoiced. And it's just little things like that you can do to make this world a better place. I mean, it has to start with us. You can't expect somebody else to be nice first. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. You have to start the ball rolling. You got to be nice first. So do something nice for somebody, all right? Put out some positivity. Pay it forward, all right? Well, what am I going to talk about today? How about something different? I want to talk about the power of positivity. Now, that's a very blanket general statement, and that's what this whole show basically revolves around, is perpetuating positivity. So what is it? I want to talk to you about the power of positivity. I mean, we all go through tough times. We all go through a bunch of crap. We all have our things that bring us down, and it's easy to get bogged down by negative thoughts and emotions. But what if I told you that by shifting your perspective to a positive perspective, you not only improve your own life, but you make the lives of people around you better, just like the lady in the restaurant with the cupcake. Other people were positive. They shifted their perspective from negative sadness to joy. And it starts with a positive attitude. Studies have been shown that people who have a positive outlook on life tend to be healthier, both physically and mentally. You're healthier if you're positive because you don't have the negativity bringing down all the cells in your body. You have a stronger immune system. You have lower blood pressure, and you're less likely to suffer from depression and anxiety. But that's not the only benefits. The people around you benefit from it too because you radiate positivity. You emulate energy, positive energy that comes off of you. There's like a 3-foot span of energy, unseen, but it's felt around every single individual, positive or negative. There's that energy. And the people around you are likely to have feed off of that. So when you radiate positivity, you're more likely to have a better relationship and a better job and just a better life. But how do you keep and cultivate that positive attitude? How do you do it? People ask me, how do I stay positive all the time and stay happy? Well, first of all, I'm living in the moment. I'm not living in the past or the future. I'm living in the now and enjoying the present, and I'm aware and I'm awake of what's happening right now. But I always try to focus on the good in any situation. I always look for the positive. And I make sure that I find it, because there's always something good that comes out of every situation. And you have to be grateful. You have to be thankful for the things in your life. I talked about this on the previous show. It doesn't have to be the big things. It could be something as simple as being grateful for being able to get into a warm bed, or to sleep in on a Saturday, or to have a meal to eat. And so when you start focusing on what you do have and the abundance of stuff that you do have rather than the lack of things in your life, then you start seeing the world in a more positive light. You really do. Once you start focusing on the good and the things that you have, you stop focusing on lack, because the more what you think about, you bring about. I talk about it all the time. So if you're thinking about lack, you're thinking that you're broke, you're thinking you don't have any money, you're thinking you're depressed, you have anxiety, all those things that you keep saying to yourself, they're going to come true because you put that in the universe, and the universe says, "Oh, okay, I need to give that to you." Like when you say, I'm not gonna stub my toe today. I'm gonna walk carefully. What do? You stub your toe. When someone says, "Don't look down," the first thing you do is look down if you're afraid of heights, right? So don't focus on the negative. Be in the moment. Focus on what you have, on the good, on the positive. And forget about what you don't have, because when you focus on what you don't have, you get more of that. And that's just the law of attraction. You attract what you think about. What you think about, you bring about. Thoughts become things. These are catchphrases that a lot of people talk about in motivational and positive podcasts and talks and all that stuff, and it's true. Well, all these people can't be wrong, right? And another thing is you have to be mindful. Now, what do I mean by mindfulness? Being mindful. It's the practice of being present in the moment. Like I said, aware of the moment right now, not the past, not the future, the now. And being non-judgmental, not judging other people, not judging yourself. Some of us judge ourselves so harshly that we can't even enjoy our life. We're so self-critical of ourselves that we can't enjoy the fruits of our life, the good things, the positive things, because we're so busy doubting our decisions, questioning our thoughts, and analyzing our insecurities, listening to the outside chatter that really doesn't matter. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Mindfulness, being present in the moment. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge other people. It will reduce your stress, and it will actually increase your well-being. You can learn to appreciate. Now, this takes practice, because a lot of times you don't think you deserve the good stuff. But you can start to learn to appreciate the beauty in the world around you. Even when there's chaos, even when everything's going to shit, you can find the beauty in the world. A butterfly, a flower, a smile from somebody, a look from a stranger. The fact that you got off 10 minutes early and you missed the traffic or you hit all the green lights. That's beauty, man. That kind of stuff, the little things that that we take for granted. Breathing, something as simple and common as every living person does is breathe. You don't appreciate it until you've got a tube shoved down your throat and you can't breathe on your own. You don't appreciate the fact that you have two hands until you see someone with no hands. You don't appreciate the fact that you have a person in your life until you see someone who's so depressed and doesn't have somebody in their life. So be mindful of what you have. Be grateful for what you have. See the beauty in the world. Because a positive attitude can have a profound impact, not only on your life, but in the lives of everyone around you. I've done tests where I've been really happy and positive, and I've also here's a little thing that I used to do when I was a cook in California. I was a prep cook, and I was in the kitchen with probably about 10 other cooks. It was a big restaurant, and it was called Carlos Murphy's, Irish Mexican cuisine. Figure that out, but it was huge. Did 8 or 900 dinners a night. Crazy busy. And I had the music in front of me, and I had the ghetto blaster back then. I'd play music. And I started thinking about how could I make the environment more fun. Now, there was people from Mexico there. There was some Oriental people working there. There was all kinds of people working in the kitchen. So it was all different races and ethnicities in there. So I would play different kinds of music. And I would look around and I would see and analyze the attitudes and the personalities and the production and everything of the people that were in the kitchen at the time. I'd play some heavy banging rock, and sometimes if it was thrash music, then people were aggressive towards each other. I'd play some different kind of music, some maybe not some jazz, but some other kind of music that people could tolerate, and they'd be happier. But the music and the mindset that I could create just by changing the music was profound. It was unbelievable. And I started realizing that the environment that you create around you affects other people. Your attitude affects other people. Your personality affects people. So if you think you're having problems in your relationship and you're blaming it on the other person, take a look in the mirror and see what you're putting out there. Maybe it's time for you to change your perspective. Or maybe it's time for you to get out. You don't know. But until you analyze your feelings and your emotions and your attitude and your thoughts on everything, you won't know. But a positive attitude can have an incredible impact on your life and everyone around you. And by focusing on the good, practicing gratitude, and being mindful, you can create a positive outlook that will benefit you in all aspects of your life. Trust me, it's working for me. And when being honest with yourself and honest with everybody else, when I talk to this microphone and these words go out on the airwaves to every one of these ears listening to the show, you're listening to me. I'm honest. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not doing it for money. That's obvious. I'm not doing it to get famous. I'm not doing it for any other reason other than I feel the need to talk and to put these words out there because I think that it makes a difference. And I think that when someone takes the time to listen to a whole podcast and it impacts them, then I get a text message or an email from them and they say, I've never felt this way, or you've changed my life. I got one last week where somebody was ready to walk in front of a train and take their own life and happened to find my podcast at that moment. It changed his life. And it's just that kind of stuff blows my mind. But it's the energy, it's the positivity, it's the mindfulness of what's going on around me, of what the world is and what my world is. I'm creating my reality and I'm sharing it with you. So let's all try to radiate some positivity. Let's all try to make this world a better place one day at a time. Because I'm telling you, it starts with you. It starts just like when you have to teach someone something, it's better to lead by example than to try to tell someone how to do something. Show them. Show the world how to be positive and happy. And I'm telling you, that energy field around you, if you could see it, it would blow your mind. It would actually blow your mind. And there's cameras and stuff like that where you can see some people call it an aura. Other people call it energy. They call it different things. But it's infectious. Just like if you're around someone who's really pissed off and angry and has negative energy, when you're next to them, you feel that. You don't want to be there, do you? Or it rubs off on you, then you get negative. Just like when you get into an argument, if both of you are negative, it just feeds on itself. It's like mold. It just feeds on itself. So don't be mold. So let's start sharing more positivity. Let's start with us and see how it changes your world. See how it changes your life. So practice gratitude, be mindful, and be in the present moment. And stop judging other people and stop judging yourself. All right? All right, that's the show. That's all I got to talk about today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget about the book. I'm not going to tell you about it again. I tell you about it every show. And if you don't have it by now, well, then I guess you're not going to buy it. So that's okay. You don't need it. You got the show, right? But it does help if you pick it up. The text line, 304-506-3332. I got some big news coming soon that I can't let out of the bag right now, but there is some big news coming to the show. There's a few people that a while ago wanted to come onto the show and wanted to promote some other positivity and maybe their book. And I've got your emails. I've responded to you a few times and you haven't gotten back. So I'm throwing this out there one more time. If you're someone who feels that they can add to what I do on this show, give me a shout out. Let me know and we'll talk. And who knows? You might even be on the show. Might do an interview session with somebody on the show. I've talked about it before, but people chicken out at the end or are afraid to come on here. So let me know. All right. Susanna, Craig, Jeff, my heart goes out to you, buddy. That was not a play on words. Sunshine in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. I'm sure you got to be a happy person just because of your name. That's it. That's the show. The power of positivity will change your world, and it will change the world around you. Remember, your personality creates your personal reality. So let's make a good one, shall we? My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. I'll talk to you later.